this brave spy took the next step toward one of the most difficult assignments of his career. During World War II, America and the USSR had joined forces to defeat Adolf Hitler. Their victory over Germany's armies brought peace to Europe, but the calm didn't last. In the summer of 1945, as Europeans picked through the rubble of their ruined cities and burned out farms, Soviet and American soldiers eyed each other warily. These wartime allies stood for opposing worldviews and hostile ideologies, and their recent triumph over Nazism made them less, not more, open to compromise. Soviet communists saw the West as their prime adversary in the battle to win the hearts and minds of oppressed people everywhere. America viewed Stalin's government as an enemy of democracy. Who would control Europe, they asked, and whose system, democracy or communism, should dominate the world? These questions would not be answered by the armies that defeated Nazi Germany. In the late 1940s, a new kind of conflict cast a chill over Europe, and eventually the entire world. The Cold War. The soldiers who fought this war between America and the Soviet Union maneuvered in secret, often alone, working in the shadows of Berlin, Moscow, and Washington. Their weapons were the tradecraft of spies, the dead drop, the brush pass, the one-time pad, and their missions almost always had the same goal: to obtain vital information about the enemy. These secret warriors often wore the clothes of ordinary men and women, deliberately blending into crowds and shunning the attention showered on the heroes of other wars. But their solitary, sometimes forgotten exploits would help determine the outcome of this very different struggle. In the early 1950s, the Cold War took an unexpectedly lethal turn. A new race to build nuclear weapons pushed America and the Soviet Union toward a standoff that threatened not just the two superpowers, but the entire world. The sheer power of nuclear weapons themselves, any one of which could destroy an entire city, established a new principle for military conflict dubbed Mutual Assured Destruction, or MAD. The MAD principle argued that a first strike against the enemy would almost certainly fail to destroy its entire nuclear arsenal and would lead to an immediate cycle of retaliation. The cycle would then spiral out of control until both nations completely obliterated each other. What's more, the clouds of radioactive material that spread into the atmosphere, known as nuclear fallout, all but guaranteed that everyone on Earth would perish along with the superpowers themselves. Thus, instead of victory in the traditional sense, America and Russia sought deterrence as their strategic goal. The belief was that a nation could deter a first strike, in the parlance of nuclear strategists, by making sure that the enemy understood that their strike would never succeed. And the best way to send this message was by massive and ongoing buildups of their stockpiles of nuclear weapons. Fear, uncertainty, and one-upsmanship became key ingredients of this new approach to warfare. Deterrence implied a kind of balance between the forces of the two superpowers, but the arms race, the ongoing quest by the United States and the USSR to develop new and more powerful nuclear weapons, perpetually upset that balance. Knowing what the enemy was up to became the essential task of America and the Soviet Union, and the key to the world's survival. And that work fell to the masters of the intelligence game, the spies of the CIA and KGB. In the 1970s, when Ken Seacrest first began his training to join the ranks of American spies, the pace of the arms race quickened. Both countries deployed new fleets of submarines packed with nuclear missiles. New missile technologies such as the MIRV, or Multiple Independently Targetable Reentry Vehicle, were capable of showering not one but several nuclear warheads over a target. And most ominously of all, in the mid-1970s, the Soviet Union showed signs of pulling ahead, upsetting the balance that had kept World War III in check for nearly 3 decades. Some American leaders